What's up guys, it's Gone, and today we will be doing 5 trades for Cubs All-Star Kris Bryant. If I told you this a mere 3 weeks ago, you would have thought I was crazy that the Cubs would even think about trading him. But a lot can happen, including a 2-13 stretch with the Cubs losing 11 in a row. That left them from being a game ahead in their division to falling down to 3rd place with little hope of being able to come back, as they already have played 12 of their 19 games against the division-leading Brewers and lost 9 of them. Kris Bryant, the focal point of their team since 2015, is also set to be a free agent at the end of this year, and he's hitting a great .271 with 16 home runs, but his value comes from his defensive versatility. He can play third base at a Gold Glove level, but can also play first base and the corner outfield positions at a high level too. He even said he loves to play center field, so he can be an emergency plug-in there if there's an injury. His defensive versatility allows him to be coveted by almost every contending team regardless of need. He can be a versatile superstar on the field in the playoffs. Now, before we get on to this video, could you guys please hit the subscribe button? Currently, only 3% of people who watch my videos are subscribed. So if y'all do, not only would it help me grow my channel, but I would also very much appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. The first team that may want to trade for Kris Bryant is the Washington Nationals, and while they may not be the best team right now according to the standings, Kris Bryant would be a huge fit for them at his natural position at third base. Gives them a legitimate 4th bat behind Soto, Schwarber, and Josh Bell. However, even with this trade, I can't see them making the playoffs unless the pitching around Max Scherzer improves heavily, especially Patrick Corbin. The NL West is too stacked for a team that's 7 games under 500 and with only one legitimate starter to get into the wild card. The Nationals GM also stated that their top 2 pitching prospects in Cade Cavalli and Jackson Rutledge are untouchable, so that makes a possible trade even harder. In my trade, I have Bryant going to the Nationals for their number 3, number 4, and number 7 prospects in their system, and Cole Henry, Yasiel Acuna, and Armando Cruz. Each of them are on the lower levels of the minors and have a lot of room to grow, and those prospects are the ones the Cubs are going to want if they commit to trading Bryant and go into a deep rebuild. This is the reason why this trade probably won't happen, as the Nationals feel that they aren't in playoff contention and don't buy, or the Cubs want Cavalli or Rutledge, and the trade stopped there. The Athletics are already mired in rumors for Trevor Story and Joey Gallo, so hey, why not add one more in Kris Bryant? Bryant obviously won't be playing third base, as they have platinum glove winner Matt Chapman over there, so he'll be playing a corner outfield spot, most likely in right field. The Athletics lineup would be scary for any pitcher, as they now have a lethal righty-lefty-righty combo in Bryant, Olsen, and Chapman. The Athletics will take the AL West with this trade, and if not a wild card berth. However, pitching wins championships, and I don't see them as title contenders even with this trade. In my trade, the Cubs go for retooling instead of all-out rebuilding by grabbing 3 prospects who are on the upper levels of the minors in AJ Puk, Greg Deichmann, and Dalton Jeffries. The Cubs grab their major league-ready replacement for Bryant and Greg Deichmann, but they also get young, cost-controlled pitchers, so the Cubs should be able to spend their monies elsewhere, such as to extend Rizzo or Baez. The only way this trade falls through is if Gallo or Story get sent to the Athletics. There is no way they are getting more than 1 star at the trade deadline this year. The Phillies are a mere average team at best right now, but they have a huge hole at third base right now, and they can't afford to waste the primes of Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, and Zach Wheeler. At third base, they have Alec Boehm, who's currently on the 10-day injury list, and on top of that, he hasn't been hitting very well regardless, with him hitting a mere .243 with 6 home runs. A Kris Bryant upgrade would be massive and give them 3 all-star caliber bats in the lineup. However, back with the Nationals, the NL West is too stacked for them to get a wild card slot, so the only race would be for the NL East. It would go down to the wire, but the trio of mashers would put them past the Mets as long as the Mets don't get any big players at the trade deadline. In my trade, The Cubs do the rebuilding plan as they go for a trio of talented low minors prospects in Luis Garcia, Jamari Baylor, and Wilfredo Flores. If one of these players hits their ceiling, the Cubs would feel good about trading Kris Bryant here. The reason this trade might not work is if the Phillies just suck ahead of the trade deadline and turn themselves into sellers. However, I think ownership really wants to win, especially after spending all that money, and this trade would definitely do it. The Mets do this trade not only to help their own roster, but to make sure that Kris Bryant doesn't go to their division rival in the Phillies. Bryant could play third base, but with J.D. Davis coming back, he will most likely play a corner outfield position. Both of their corner outfielders are bringing below average production in Michael Conforto and Dominic Smith, so Kris Bryant would be a great upgrade there. With this trade, the Mets are a lock for their own division and are challenging the Dodgers for the NL favorites to win the World Series. With their pitching staff of DeGrom, Stroman, and Taijuan Walker, they should be favorites to win any series, especially with the addition of Bryant. In my trade, the Mets are going to have to give up two talented young pitchers in JT Ginn and Matthew Allen. However, while they give up valuable depth, in the long run they can afford to give up these two pitchers. If this is all the Mets have to give up to get Bryant, then they should pull this trade in an instant. However, the Cubs may want more for their all-star. There's no reason for a trade between these two teams should not happen, and the Mets are front runners in the Bryant trade sweepstakes. Another team that is in the Kris Bryant sweepstakes is the Chicago White Sox, who have a huge need for a player as versatile as Kris Bryant to aid their injured lineup, who have seen much of the young core miss time, including Yoan Moncada, Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, and Nick Madrigal all missing time, the last one being out for the year. Kris Bryant will not only be able to fill in the gaps of an injured lineup, but play second base once everyone comes back healthy. The White Sox, who are already favored to win the AL Central by a long shot, become a basic lock to win their own division, and on top of that, now become favored to win their conference with a balanced team with great hitting, fielding, and pitching, and look to be a championship team. While Chicago's farm system isn't currently the best, they have enough pieces to pull off the trade by giving up Jake Burger, who is major league ready and can take Bryant's place on the Cubs, and two talented pitching prospects in Jared Kelly and Matthew Thompson. While Chicago's farm system takes a hit, they now have one of the best rosters in the MLB and a shot at the World Series. This trade seems like it's the most likely, and Kris Bryant also gets to stay in Chicago, albeit on the south side of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe. And why don't you watch some of my other trade videos? I have one on Ketel Marte, Max Scherzer, and Joey Gallo. I'm going to upload another one on Trevor Story, and then we might do a trade deadline winners and losers. Thank you guys for all watching. Bye.